attention to the south end of the field. On August 26, 2021, 13 of our nation's military gave their life while serving our country in Afghanistan. Because of men and women like these, we are able to play this game tonight. Tonight, we honor the 13 fallen with military flags being carried by the Kellyville Youth Football Program. Staff Sergeant Ryan C. Canos. Staff Sergeant Darren T. Hoover. Sergeant Jahani Rosario Picardo. Sergeant Nicole L. G. Corporal Hunter Lopez. Corporal Dagan W. Page. Corporal Humberto A. Sanchez. Lance Corporal David L. Espinoza. Lance Corporal Jared M. Smits. Lance Corporal Riley J. McCallum. Lance Corporal Dylan R. Marola. Lance Corporal Kareem M. Nakia. And Navy Corpsman Maxton W. Sovic. The flags will be placed underneath the American flag that's flying at half mast. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please stand and remove your hats with the playing of your national anthem, being performed tonight by the Pride of Kellyville, the Kellyville High School Marching Band.
Good evening, Pony Nation. We are here live from the Jim Allen Press Box here in Kellyville.
Again to the Kellyville Field, coming to you live from the Jim Allen Press Box.
Tonight, the Ponies take on Kiefer for the annual Creek County Clash. Thank you to our main 3 sponsors, Patriot Air, CT Decorative Concrete Construction, and CNC Construction. As you notice, we do not have our ticker running across the screen tonight because we have very few sponsors. And so we need sponsors. So if you'd like to see KV Rising continue, keep striving and thriving, we ask you to please give us a call at 918-520-6971 or 918-934-6656 and talk to us about sponsoring on the broadcast. You'll get your name on a ticker as you've seen in our previous broadcasts. First game of the season. It's hot. Very hot, especially up here in this press box. So I'm going to go ahead and hand it off to Hector Garcia and Matthew Vaughn, and we'll catch you guys soon.
All right, good evening, everybody. This is Hector Garcia, live from the Jim Allen Press Box here in Kellyville, Oklahoma, ahead of Kellyville's football season opener versus the Kiefer Trojans. And I have to say, I am very, very excited to actually be able to be here and watch football, and I get to do this for a whole season now.
Yeah, we kind of brought you in a little bit late last season, but if we could have brought in anybody, I'm glad it was you.
Oh, so. Yeah, I am very excited to be here. Now, Matthew, I see on your phone there you have some notes written down about the game. Do you have anything that you'd like to say to us?
Yeah, I tried to do a little game prep, but it's kind of hard being the first game of the season.
Yeah.
You know, not a lot of film on these two teams. As we said before, this is the annual Creek County Clash. This is the 8th year in a row we've done this. Overall, Kiefer leads the series 4-3.
You got a chance to tie it up now.
Yes, Kellyville does. Back in 2014, Kiefer won 45-3. The next year, 2015, Kiefer won 44-0, and 2016, Kiefer won 34-0. And then in 2017, Kellyville got their first victory of the series with a 33-0 win, and then followed up next year with a 28-12 win. Kiefer came back in 2019 with a 27-20 thriller of a game that came down to the very last play, and then last year, season opener, Kellyville won 62-41. So this has been a very fun series to watch as both a player and a spectator.
Yeah.
Looks like we have our captains out. I believe that's number 22, Landon Volner, and number 36, Connor Thomas.
I think you're right there, and we have it on our roster if you want to take a look at it there. And as our team goes ahead and gets ready to come out of the tunnel for the first time this season, you know, I'd like to give a bit of a recap to our season last season. Of course, finished in the second round of the playoffs last year, and of course that was a lot of fun for us.
It was.
But, you know, a lot of changes this year. New whole coaching staff, a lot of seniors departing, and, you know, a whole new breath of life.
Yes. Kellyville has a new coach in Jim Cherry, who's just a legend of a coach. He's been a bunch of places. I think his resume kind of speaks for itself.
Yeah. Most recently, actually, was the either the principal or superintendent at Victory Christian.
He was the superintendent at Victory.
As my girlfriend so kindly reminded me whenever I told her, because she went there and actually knows him.
Yeah.
So,
well, like I said, he's been everywhere. He's got multiple wins under his belt.
Yeah.
And then also the addition of Mr. Doug Winters and Rick Rogers. Coach Brandon Rosa and Ryan Reed stayed on, along with Troy Wazanski and Sean Thornbrew. And as you said, a lot of seniors departed from last year.
Yeah.
But we saw a lot of these guys, you know, in, I want to say garbage time, you know, win the game. We saw a lot of these youngsters.
Yeah, that's the term. That's the term that you normally use. I mean, it's obviously not a nice term per se.
No,
but it does apply, and it's also nice because a lot of times we were on the good end of the garbage time score lines. And it looks like our captains have just run into the tunnel, so we are just about to get underway here in Kellyville.
Assistant coaches Ryan Reed, Rick Rogers, Brandon
Oh, man.
Russo, Sean Thornbury, Doug Winter, and Troy Wazinski.
And we, of course, love to thank Mr. Jacob Jones for doing our camera. And here come the Kellyville Ponies.
Here they come.
For the first time this season, led by number 36, Connor Thomas, waving and planting the flag in the middle of the field.
As Kiefer makes their way onto the field as well.
And we are ready to get this season underway. Like you said, we did have a lot of very key players depart, but we also had a lot come back.
Yes.
That's the good thing about high school football. You always have young players coming in.
Especially this offensive line, they lost one player, one graduating senior, and so I don't know if they haven't really been in touch, so I don't know if they filled that role, but they've also had we've had a lot of players switch positions, a lot of number changes, a lot of position changes. We'll try to keep up with it. It's hard. Like a lot of number changes.
Yeah, because we are so used to just looking at these numbers and being like, oh,
yeah,
that's who that is. It's so weird seeing, for example, like number 12 on somebody that's not Colton Ayers.
Yeah.
It's so different for me.
A number 40, a number 20. And looks like the Ponies will receive.
Back to receive for the Ponies, number 11, Justin.
Looks like Justin Miles, the return man for the Ponies. And
That an
Caden
interesting
Ayers.
combination. He kicks off and does kickoff return.
Yes.
I'm about to ask who did kickoff returns last year. I already forgot.
Oh, yeah. And it'll be a shorter kick and taken about the 15-yard line. And not a bad return to about the 30-yard line to get the season underway.
But he's got a little bit of a push.
And it looks like the Ponies are going to take over on the right hash from the 30-yard line to get the series started.
Looks like number 12, Aiden Wetzel, at quarterback for the Ponies. It's going to be in shotgun, and they're going to send out two receivers each side.
This is already a different look than a lot of what we saw last season. Going way more spread, way more open.
He's going to send a man in motion. He's going to hand it off to BB.
It'll be a jet sweep.
And he is met immediately by the Trojans. May have lost a couple yards.
I was saying to you about a day or two ago, I like this opportunity, having a new coaching staff, having a whole new coaching staff, a whole new regime, because we get to learn new things. We get to see these different tendencies. For example, I want to see as they come out into this
trips left formation.
Yeah, although it looks like it's almost stacked. And
Wetzel's going to be met in the backfield for a major loss.
Yeah. I couldn't tell if he was going for it on a keeper design or if he was meant to throw it out.
It looked like he wanted to run, and that's going to lose a big chunk of yardage. It's going to bring up 3rd and long.
Sad, because it looked like he had turned to his left, so I couldn't tell if it was supposed to be one of those wide receiver screen design passes or if it was a designed quarterback run.
7 flat.
As we get underway here for 3rd down and long.
They're going to send out two receivers out to the top.
Over my drop, 7 flat.
Wetzel is in the shotgun with Connor Thomas and Caden Ayers down at the bottom. Cody Barnes is in the backfield. He's going to look to throw, and he's going to be wrapped up.
And it looks like it's going to be a 3-and-out for the first series of the season. It looked like Kiefer just brought the house.
Yeah.
You line creeping up, and he just timed his jump perfectly.
Dialed up the blitz, and it hit home.
And it looks like Connor Thomas will be back to punt from nearly his own end zone.
Yes.
But we do get a look now at the Kellyville defense for the first time this season. And a very flat punt.
Slicing punt brings it to
but it works.
Yes. Flips field position to midfield.
Yeah.
Gives this defense a little bit more room to work with instead of being backed up to Backed up to your own end zone.
Yeah, it works. Even though, like you said, it was sliced, it did get that forward bounce, which is what every punter most of the time loves to see.
Yes. And didn't give the return man a chance to do something.
Good job by the cover team to get down the field, make sure that he doesn't have a chance to just pick it up and go.
As we get to see this Kiefer offense.
And defensively, it looks like Connor Thomas will be the one deep safety. And
looks like Merrick Matheson at quarterback for the Trojans. He's going to hand it off to number 7.
And
he's going to be wrapped up by Cody Barnes.
He's going to be met just ahead of the line of scrimmage. That's a great tackle. Because if he doesn't make that tackle, that could be a lot bigger.
Looks like a gain of about 3.5. It's going to bring up 2nd and 7.
Said that was Cody Barnes.
Yes, sir.
Great speed to get around the corner and set the edge on the run and ultimately bring him down.
You got to read the flow.
Yeah, and he did it perfectly.
As they're going to set up again. Merrick in the shotgun. He's going to send a man in motion.
It looks like he runs the same play to the other side and gets a better result, as that will lead to a Kiefer first down in all likelihood.
That was Justin Miles on the tackle for the Ponies, as I believe they're going to move the chains.
Are they? Yeah.
Yep.
So Kellyville's going to have to watch that motion in the backfield for the rest of the game, it looks like.
You know what this looks like? It kind of looks like a wing tee. How many backs they got.
Oh, yeah, it does. And here comes the motion.
They're going to hand it off to 44, and he's going to be met immediately by a gaggle of Ponies.
Definitely looks like Kiefer going to open the game up with that power run scheme as they go to the fullback early on.
Gain of maybe, looks like a yard.
I would call it that.
Gain of 1 on the play, brings up a 2nd down and 9.
That was number 44, Zach Watson, on the carry for the Trojans in that fullback position.
Like I said, it looks like that motion is going to be important.
Yes. It's a lot of eye candy.
Yeah. Just stay focused and make sure you know your assignments. And that looks like it's a false start.
Looks like we got a false start.
And that's what they're going to call it.
It's going to back them up. Looks like the Ponies are making substitutions. It's illegal motion.
And that'll bring up 2nd and about 14, 15?
Yeah, about 14. They're going to send number 2 in motion.
And then he's going to drop back to pass for the first time. Gets great protection.
Gets pressured.
And it's a deep pass. And it just sails over everybody. I couldn't see who was that. They got through the blocking. That was great.
I want to say that was a number 70. It was a 70 number.
Yeah, but wow, just penetrated through the block and got great pressure on the quarterback, and I think that may have had a big hand in making that pass.
I think he was looking for number 7. That's Parker Kuzik for the Trojans, was out there. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 14 for the Trojans. See if this Pony defense can hold.
It's nice to be able to watch a real high school play football instead of Bishop's.
I was going to try to sneak that in at some point.
And dropping back to pass.
That's James Butler.
And
he just got to throw it in the dirt.
Yeah.
I believe that was James Butler for the Ponies breaking through.
It was.
And that's going to bring up a 4th and 14 for the Trojans.
And was that number 64 or number 58? They got through chasing him out to the sideline.
That was number 64. That was James Butler.
Great job by him.
Breaking through. He's a big kid.
Yeah, big kid, but he was moving fast on that.
Yes.
And I can't see the number, but the Kiefer Trojans will punt on their first possession.
That's number 7, Parker Kuzik for the Trojans. Seems kind of a jack-of-all-trades player.
Oh, of course, you need that at the high school level.
And he's going to send this punt.
And it's another skewed punt. And it's going to probably go out of bounds right about the 20.
About the 20-yard line. So this offense is backed up a little bit, but the defense did hold. So this offense got to go to work. Got to utilize that very large offensive line.
And we get another look here at the Kellyville offense. I'd be interested to see if they're going to come out in that spread look again.
No, it looks like they're going a little bit tighter. They got Volner in at fullback, who's been a staple of this offense for
a few years,
a couple of years now.
I remember as a freshman they used him more as a utility type player.
Yes.
And of course he actually did play in that kind of fullback role.
And looks like we're going to get.
We're going to see if they call it offsides or false start here. As we wait on the call. And
We're going to get offsides against the Trojans.
Yeah.
So that's going to move the ball 5 yards, bring up a 1st and 5.
Hey, Demon, check bullet, 7 stay. Demon, check bullet, 7
And looks like they might stay in this formation with 2 backs.
Probably just going to run the same play they planned on running before. And here's the snap, and it's a handoff.
Hand off to Barnes.
And it looked like he ran into his lineman there, number 71.
That's Cade Enlow.
Cade Enlow. I mean, it's hard to not run into him. He is quite large.
Yeah, but he looks like they got picked up, I want to say, about 3 yards.
Yeah, overall, solid play.
Yes. Looks like they're going to stay in that I formation. They're going to hand it off to Barnes again. He's going to be met in the backfield.
Yeah. Met and brought down with intent.
Yes. So they're going to lose a cup. They're going to set up about a 3rd and 5, which is where they started with.
No first down yet by
either. Well, no, Kiefer did get that first down.
Kiefer got one, but immediately went out. And here is another substitution brought in. And it looks like they're going to stay in that tight package here.
Yes.
Quarterback under center.
Play action.
Dropping back to pass.
He's pressured.
Just has to get the ball away there.
Just got to throw it away.
Who is that, number 2? I think that's Caden Ayers.
He was looking for Ayers.
He was screaming for the ball right off the bat because I think the corner was fooled off the play action.
Yes. Run the ball 2 times and go back to play action. And
always room for it.
Kiefer was not fooled. So we're going to get to see Connor Thomas punt this ball again.
Yeah, overall, what I would say so far after these first 2 drives is that Kiefer's getting great pressure, getting through, getting to the line of scrimmage. And Kellyville, of course, has to find a way to counter that as we get the punt here by Connor Thomas.
That's a nice punt.
It's better. It's high. It's arcing.
And it's going to set them up.
Right about the 45.
Right on the 45. That was a nice punt.
Yeah, really high up. Not quite as far as you would like it to go, but it's good. It's good.
I don't know about y'all. I'm burning alive up here.
Oh, yeah. It's absolutely.
I'm burning up.
It's absolutely burning up here.
So we get to see this Pony defense back on the field after that. They got to stop their last series.
We'll say, Jacob's probably had a decent time here so far. Hasn't had to move the camera a whole lot.
No. Kiefer better get this play off.
And they do. And it's another handoff on the motion. He gets through the gap, and he's down the left-hand sideline. And he is going to be in for a Kiefer touchdown.
That's number 88, Tate Rader.
Yeah, and you remember what I said the first time they ran that motion play out to the left and Cody Barnes was able to get the tackle off.
Yes.
Said if he doesn't get that tackle off, it's going to be a big gain, and
they came right back to it, and there you go. Go for 2, and they're going to be met for 2 point is no good. Justin Miles on the stop.
Wait, did they say he didn't get in for the touchdown?
Oh, that was not a touchdown?
I thought it was. I guess they're saying he stepped out of bounds. We're not going to complain with it.
I thought this was a 2 point. We're at the part of the field where I can't see the scoreboard.
Yeah, I'm over here leaning forward too.
Watch that screen.
Yeah.
Watch the screen.
Oh, yeah, we have a screen up here.
We do, but, I mean, what's the point of that whenever we can just lean out the window?
And they're going to set up again.
And the motion is going to
go. And Merrick's going to look to pass. And he's going to pump. It's being chased.
And he's going to be tackled.
He's going to be tackled by Caden Ayers.
Caden Ayers, I think, comes across from the opposite corner spot.
I'm pretty sure.
Can you hear me?
Okay.
And he just gets behind and is able to bring the quarterback down.
And that is not a easy feat to do.
No.
Matheson is a very, very large quarterback. So they're going to set up about a 3rd and 5.
And that's going to, I was going to say, here comes 3rd down. Here comes the motion.
It's going to be a toss. And he is going to find his way into the end zone.
He is in this time
for the Trojans. Just went with that motion, and there was nobody there to pick up for the Ponies.
You know, I imagine in the practices coming up to this game, I don't know how much film that Kellyville would have had on Kiefer.
It's tough on your season opener because you have maybe two. You maybe have two
team camp.
Yeah, team camp and maybe a scrimmage on your opponent.
Yeah. And it looks like the Trojans are going to set up.
Looks like
they're setting up for 2. Although I see number 88, and that stance looks familiar, just the indecisive waiting for the line to set up. But it looks like they are going to go for 2. And
he's just going to take it to his right.
And
Brody Berryhill,
great play,
read the flow and denies the 2-point conversion. So we're stuck at 6-0.
Kiefer tries to go in the Wildcats, try to just create havoc, and Brody Berryhill just fights through his block and makes a fantastic play.
Brody Berryhill, which is a name we heard a lot last year.
It sure is.
Starter as a junior.
And here we are, going to see Kellyville's offense back on the field.
Who hasn't really gotten anything going so far. A nice run after a penalty, but nothing much from the Pony offense.
I would say they looked like they had something showing with the play action attempt, but just couldn't quite get the timing on the pass right. So I wouldn't be surprised if they try to drop back to pass in the play action.
There was also immediate pressure. I felt like coming off that edge, it just didn't get picked up.
Coming off on the right tackle side, they're just getting such good pressure off that side. And you can even see that in the runs too. The runs that have gone over there, they've been blown up.
Looks like that's number 18, Jackson Worley, kicking off for the Trojans.
And he's going to kick off from the left hash.
And that's Justin Miles and Cade Nares back to receive for the Ponies.
Short run up for the Kiefer kicker. Bless you, Matt. And
it's going to be a high arcing kick.
And it's a pooch kick, and it's picked up by number 23, and it's returned for a short return of about.
That's Nate Stubblefield, the up man.
I think he gets maybe 4 or 5 yards on the return up to just past the 30-yard line, maybe.
Yeah.
Or just past the 35? I don't know. Yeah, just past the 30.
So we get to see this offense back out here that really hasn't gotten anything going. Like you said, the play action looked like it would have hit if there wasn't immediate pressure.
Yeah, I really think that. I think there's definitely something here for Kellyville to do. They just have to be able to put it together, and it's always hard.
They're going to send 3 receivers down to the bottom. Wetzel takes a snap. He's going to hand it off to Barnes.
And it's a good play.
It's a good play by the Trojans.
Yeah, good play by number 50 there.
I believe. That's Jasper Vinson. Looks like they lost a yard. Going to bring up a 2nd and 11 as the Pony offense gets the play in from the side.
Of course, new coaching staff. It's always hard to get things going.
Yes.
You can game plan all you want, but what is that Coach Bivens says? Everybody's got a plan until they get hit in the mouth.
Yes. They're going to bring pressure again. Then the ball.
And
high snap. And that's going to bring the Ponies back a long ways. Looks like number 11, Merrick Matheson, was coming off the side and had immediate pressure. That's going to bring up a 3rd and a country mile.
And, we just talked about Kellyville having potential to move on offense, and it just gets harder and harder now. But, of course, anything can happen as Kellyville drops back to pass, fires.
He's going to throw. He's got Justin Miles. He just overthrows him. He was looking for Justin Miles, who looked open, but
I thought the pass protection looked a lot better there, but that could be Kiefer just dropping back further into coverage.
Yeah, I mean, it's third and forever. You know they're going to throw it. So just sit back.
It depends. I've seen teams that will
Yeah.
just run it.
True.
But Kellyville will drop back to punt one more time, this time from their own end zone.
Kuzik back for the Trojans. Pony's got to be careful right here.
Yeah.
Connor Thomas is standing in his own end zone.
Be wary of pressure coming thick and fast. And the punt is another flat kick, and it's good.
Looks like he's going to chance to return.
And
he's going to be, wrapped up by
I couldn't see who
a
that
host
was.
of ponies.
But that'll set the Trojans up about the Kellyville 32-yard line, I'd put it at.
That was number 6, Ian Anderson, and number 8, Mason Crabtree,
Ian
teaming
Anderson
up.
playing up high school now? Oh, man. God. Gosh, we are old, Matthew.
Yeah. I remember a lot of these guys in middle school
Elementary
playing ball.
school.
Yeah.
For Ian,
Yeah.
for sure.
So this Trojan offense sets up in pony territory about the 30-yard line. As they're going to come out, very tight formation.
And here comes that motion again, and it's a handoff to the fullback inside, and he breaks a couple tackles, fights through,
It's going to be wrapped up,
and he's brought down.
hard,
Brought
but
down.
not before a huge gain.
Yeah. It really is reminiscent of that wing T style.
It is.
You know,
But there's some other stuff thrown in there, though. It's not
There
a
is.
traditional
There
wing
is.
tee. But with the motions and the eye candy, this looks very old school wing tee.
I can definitely appreciate it, though.
Yeah.
It's really nice to see from just a classical, like, football standpoint. I love seeing it.
Yeah.
But obviously not against us.
No, as Matheson takes a snap, he's going to quarterback draw.
And he breaks a tackle, breaks two, and is eventually brought down just past the goal line.
Just short of the end zone. I believe that was Caden Ayers again on the tackle. He's making a lot of plays on defense for the Ponies.
Yeah. Of course, he may be dog tired by about the third quarter here.
Yeah, a lot of guys playing both ways this year,
Of course.
as they were last year.
Yeah.
So they got the big bodies in the middle right there.
And it looks like Kiefer called the jet, and it goes out, and it's another
It's Brody
good
Berryhill,
play.
I believe. Brody Berryhill is just all over the place.
He's making great reads on that motion.
Third and 4.
And, you know, that's what you need, because they've shown that they are going to rely heavily on it. So it's so important that you have guys that can read that, diagnose it, and fill it.
Yeah, you got to keep that contained
Yeah, of
as
course.
it looks, because they got burnt on that outside run last possession. As it is a 3rd and about 4 for the Trojans. 3rd and goal.
Yep. Now, play clock ticking down here.
I don't think they have the play and might have to burn a timeout.
Yeah.
And that looks like that's what they're going to do.
Yep.
With about 2:18 left in the first quarter.
Coaches always get frustrated with things like that. When you
Yes.
can't get a play in, can't get the play called.
Yes.
I remember a certain coach was very, very adamant about getting plays off.
Hey, we were on air, man. So this has been a very, I don't want to say one-sided, but Kiefer has dominated time of possession, getting good pressure on defense, forcing 3 and outs, and then just hawking the ball on offense with that very run-heavy.
Yeah.
And they've also gone with the play action, which in a very run-heavy offense you don't use it often, but it works.
It's been very multi-dimensional. They've been able to get it going. The guy they have in motion coming across has such good burst of speed coming off that motion, and it just makes it so difficult to deal with whenever you got a whole bunch of guys that maybe haven't seen that kind of speed before because they're so young and
it's hard if you don't have that speed on your own team. It's hard to simulate.
Yeah.
In practice, you play a team that's basically a track team, and you can't really replicate that in practice, and then you see it in game time, and it's just so hard to defend. As we get ready for this 3rd and goal,
and it looks like the play's in. Here comes the motion, and it's
just a quarterback keeper. That hole opened up. and Matheson just walked in pretty much
Yeah.
untouched.
Now, I will say this is very, very reminiscent of the Bristow teams a few years ago. Whenever we play them, they always had that fullback in motion.
Yes.
And, you know, they could do so many things because they were so fast.
Yes.
And, you know, it's just so difficult to stop because even if you say to guys, hey, you have this guy, you have that guy, it's so difficult to stop even whenever you know it's coming.
Yeah. As they line up for 2.
And
Matheson going to pass. He's got pressure. Oh. Thread the needle, and that was number 4, Jack Harris, on the reception, so the 2-point is good.
put the score up at 14-0.
Looked like there was good coverage, actually.
Yeah, there was. It looked like they knew the pass was coming, but it was just a good catch and a good play by the receiver there to get in for 2.
And Matheson just put that ball in the spot where only his guy can get it.
Yeah, got it more to the receivers inside, and yeah, he was able to make a play.
All right, we're ready for this kickoff as the usual Caden Ayers and Justin Miles back to receive.
2 minutes, 15 seconds left in the first quarter.
Number 18, Jackson Worley.
Yeah, sure, I'll take it.
I don't want to hog it. I've been hogging it. I just realized that.
I was saying, man, I got the program. Come on.
I foresee another short kick as that kind of limited
Yeah.
Kellyville's return the last time.
And it's actually not. It's a deeper kick.
Fielded by Caden Ayers.
Caden's going to go up.
And he's gang tackled.
Each of these returns have been good. They've been giving good field position about the 30-yard line every time.
Yes. So we get to see this offense.
You know, speaking as a fan here, I of course want to see our team do great. We need to see more.
They're going to send out 2 receivers each side with Wetzel in the shotgun and Cody Barnes to his right. 1st and 10 from about the 30. And there comes that pressure. Oh! Overthrew Caden Ayers.
Maybe just a miscue there. You know, I'm not sure about the quarterback's background, but I think this is his first varsity start, isn't it?
I believe so from what I've heard.
And I know that feeling is
yes,
it's
very
scary.
It's very overwhelming. As they're going to bring up a 2nd and 10. They're going to go send 3 receivers out to the top this time. Wetzel asks for the ball.
And he's got
Justin Miles.
Deep. Justin Miles down the left-hand sideline.
And he's going to be caught about the 20-yard line. There's some life. We got some life in this offense.
And that's exactly what you need there. Exactly what you need.
That was a nice ball from Wetzel.
Yeah.
I don't get to talk to a lot of these players often anymore, but the ones I have, they said he has just a straight cannon for an arm.
Yeah, and that's what you want to see. You know, we were talking to Colton earlier, and, he said he seems confident. And, you could see it there. He just dropped back to pass, went through his progressions, saw the open man, and hit him in stride.
So
that's good.
Ponies in Trojan territory for the first time this game.
And the handoff.
He's going to hand it off to Barnes, who's going to be met by Matheson for looks like a gain of like half a yard, maybe. Okay, maybe about a yard. Going to bring up a 2nd and 9. But
yeah, as you pointed out, the Ponies in Kiefer territory here, and they've shown that they can be explosive.
We're going to send 3 receivers out to the bottom.
And here comes the snap. Drops back to pass. Fire. End zone.
Oh, nearly intercepted.
Pass intended there for Caden Ayers. And,
I believe that was number 20 on the defense for the Trojans. Man, that was very fortunate that was just an incompletion.
Yeah, like you said, very close to being picked off.
So it's going to bring up a 3rd and 9. They're going to stick with that formation, sending 3 receivers out to the bottom with Wetzel in the shotgun and Cody Barnes to his right.
Yeah, I like what we've seen here from Wetzel. And he
I believe we got a flag.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be false start there on 3rd down.
Oh, walk him back and illegal motion.
You know, they use the same hand signal for false start and illegal motion.
Very confusing, but it's going to back the Ponies up. I believe, is that 5?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's going to bring up a 3rd and 14 for the Ponies, but they are in Trojan territory, so they got a little bit more options than if they were backed up in their own end zone.
Of course, here, and it looks like they are going to lean more on that pass. And I think it can produce great things here, as, you know, he's only thrown the ball a few times. Wetzel has shown he can fit the ball in.
And they're going to bring that blitz. And I think they got him with the quick count.
Yeah, they did.
So they're going to gain that yardage back, so it's going to be 3rd and 9 again.
Great call there for the hard count.
But Kiefer was coming, man. They had both their middle backers walked up in, I believe, the A gap. It's hard for me to kind of see with this
view,
this distorted view, but I believe they were both walked up in the A gap.
Yeah, and you know it's always scary whenever you look up and you just see the defenders just standing up.
Wetzel
and he's going to drop back to pass one more time, rolling out right, and he's going to run.
He's going to run. He's got some blockers.
Makes a move, and he gets to about the 5.
I think he's gonna be short, maybe. No, they're gonna move the chains, I believe.
What a play there by Wetzel, just to make something from nothing, really.
Yes. So it's gonna set up a 1st and goal at I believe the 5. And this offense has some life.
Yeah, Kellyville in a scoring position here for the first time this season. I'd love to see him scoring.
Yes.
You know.
He's going to take the snap. He's going to hand it off to Nate Stubblefield.
And a flag is down on the play. We can hear the Kiefer coaches saying that maybe there was 12 men on the field.
I tried to get a count, but right when I did, they snapped the ball.
And it looks like they are going to call it on the Ponies.
Just a little miscommunication on substitutions there.
Yeah. It's always those little miscommunications that coaches hate the most.
Yeah.
And they do back the Ponies up here to about the 10-yard line.
I was trying to figure out who.
That is illegal substitution, we believe, on the Ponies. Backs them up 5 yards.
I'm trying to get a count.
There is timeout on the field.
But there is a timeout called. There's 12? Maybe just because there's.
Bucking up right here, okay? We got to have a good stand, okay? Make sure we're doing our job. Blitzes, we're not running up the field.
So that's gonna back them up. It's gonna give a 1st and 10 though. So
it's not bad. It's not bad. You know,
it's very, very manageable.
From here, it's just pick up a 1st down essentially.
And the Trojans take a timeout. Like I said, I was trying to get a count, see like if maybe there's an extra receiver or an extra back or a lineman, but maybe I'm just having a stroke and I can't count.
Because you're old, you got cataracts going on.
My old timers is flaring up. As we have.
You know, I've been excited to watch this game ever since Robbie told me about it.
Yes.
And now that we're here, it's made that wait all the more worthwhile. And like you said, we have signs of life here. If we can put it in the end zone, this is a whole different ballgame.
It is.
And I think this needs to happen.
Looks like they're going to load the box. They got a tight end, fullback, and then Cody Barnes.
I'd also look to the secondary, too. If you can see, they have corners matched up and the 2 deep safeties. Deep.
Yeah.
But
how deep can you get when you're on the 10-yard? Well, actually, no, they are on the 10-yard line.
And, you know, that shows, I think, they're wary about the pass.
Yeah, that's what has worked for Kellyville so far is that one strike to Jocelyn Miles.
Yeah, and, you know, you want to look for Jocelyn Miles this season, really.
Yeah,
you know.
he's kind of the most experienced receiver.
Yeah.
Just because Caden Ayers got in there a little bit last year, but he was also playing quarterback and playing a myriad of positions.
Yeah, it looked like he was just trying to figure out where he fit, and it looks like he's found his spot here at receiver.
Here we go. 2nd and 10.
It's going to bring up a 2nd and 10. My
I do
apologies.
I do find it interesting that Connor Thomas isn't out there at receiver. We're
Well,
lined up somewhere.
I think they're trying to, because this is such a small team. They're trying to at least get some guys playing not
Yeah.
two ways.
Yeah. Said, but I know Connor with that height could just be so invaluable.
Yes,
And they are gonna
they're going to
drop back
pass.
to pass,
He's got
It's a-
Volner.
and it's a touchdown.
Touchdown for the Ponies.
Number 22, Landon Volner with the first touchdown of the season for the Kellyville Ponies.
They got life, ladies and gentlemen. They got life.
And they are right back in this game.
And we get to hear that beautiful on Wisconsin.
In Oklahoma.
Yeah,
And
like.
Justin Miles looks like he's on for the kick. Thank goodness we moved away from the swinging gate. I always just thought it was nonsensical.
I mean, it's good because,
I mean, trick play out of it once a year.
yeah. Oh, looks like we got a timeout to the Ponies. Maybe not everyone.
I'm not sure. It looked because there was almost 20 seconds still left on the play
Oh,
clock.
I think someone wasn't out there in their spot.
Maybe.
Might have been a miscommunication.
You know, you never want to take timeouts like that.
No, not to sub players in.
It's always frustrating.
It is.
Icing the kicker in the first
Icing
quarter.
your own kicker in the first quarter.
Nah, icing the kicker doesn't
But-
work. Trust me,
This is
it doesn't work. Now, as we're gonna get started, as we're gonna get back underway here, maybe, just maybe, the Kellyville Ponies decide they want to go for 2 instead. It's a possibility.
It is. But of course, as we saw earlier, you know, if you don't make it, you only got 6 points,
Yeah,
and then you got to kind of play from behind a little bit.
yeah, and then you do have to get the 2-point conversion
Yes.
later on. It looks like they're gonna keep Justin out there, and it looks like he's gonna probably continue to go for the extra point as they, yeah. It looks like it'll be an extra point try for Justin Miles, his first of the year. This was always the hardest one for me, the first one.
The first one,
The first one's always the hardest. And the ball snapped.
oh,
and
it's a fake.
Fire, fire.
And
He's looking to throw. Oh, intercepted. 2-point is no good.
what did I tell you? I said maybe they set up for the 2-point
Yeah.
conversion there.
I like the aggressiveness.
I do like the aggressiveness. I don't know if I like the fake. I think if you're going to go for 2, you just line up and go for it.
Yeah,
That's what
But-
they always say, because, you know, it's a lot easier to get 2 yards than drop back from the 10 and fire it in.
yeah. Well, you are the special teams expert on
Oh,
this,
yeah.
in this group, so
In this room of 3 people
yeah.
and the 2 Kiefer coaches.
Yes.
They don't count. And Kellyville is going to kick off for the first time this year. And I'm pretty sure it'll be Justin Miles to kick it.
Yes.
Got the same arrangement that we had.
Yeah.
Justin does the kickoffs and the extra points, and Connor does the punting.
Yes.
Or maybe. Or no. It looks like it'll be number 40. Tanner Battenfield to kick off.
That's
I've never seen that. The 3 specialist setup.
Yeah. I mean, some colleges do it. They have a deep guy, then they have a field goal kicker and a punter.
Yeah.
It's very rare, but it does happen.
And he takes a more traditional run up, and it's a
Line drive, taken by the
line
up
drive
man.
kick, and that's set up for a good return here
Ooh,
as it gets to about the 40 almost.
he's going to be swarmed by the Ponies.
And it looks like the refs are going to call it about the 40-yard line. It was just set up for a great return. He was able to run under it and keep going.
In on the stop for the Ponies.
Yeah, the 3 special setup.
I know a few years ago, Oklahoma State had that. They had a kickoff guy.
And how'd they do?
I mean, that was They went 7-6 that year.
Is that the year they lost to OU or the other year they lost to OU?
Which one? Breaking my heart, man.
I'm sorry.
What school do you go to?
The one that was ranked last year.
Yeah, but what happened on a Saturday? As they hand off to number 7, he's going to be
Met at the line of scrimmage, and that's a good look for the Kellyville defense.
Yes. Who did TU play?
The team ranked number 7 in the nation. That one, Cincinnati.
I meant the one that they got beat this last.
Oh, that one. You mean the one that we played on a Thursday?
Do what? I know, it's weird.
22-point favorites. You know, we love an upset story. You know, we had to give them one. You know, they were going to talk about that game for the next 10 years.
As they set up with a 2nd and 8.
And there's the motion.
They're going to hand it off. No, it's a fake. It's a keeper.
And he's met just past the line of scrimmage.
I don't think they were fooled.
No, that's a good play by the Kellyville defense. And these past 2 series, they've looked like a different team.
It's going to bring up a 3rd and about 5 or 6 for the Trojans.
If they get a stop here, that can be huge.
Yes. Barring the punt, because we've seen a couple of good punts from both teams.
Yeah. But a stop here, huge for Kellyville's momentum, their confidence.
We're not going to see another play for the first quarter as the clock winds down.
In the first quarter, score 14-6 for Kiefer in Kellyville's season opener.
A lot of ball left to be played, though.
Of course. 3 quarters, actually.
Yes.
Believe it or not.
Yeah.
I don't know how I got that answer.
4 minus 1?
Something like that.
Okay.
Oh, I just saw that John and your mom are here, too.
Yeah. It's been a very, very contrasting style so far, which I didn't, like I said, I haven't been able to watch a lot of film, but I figured this was going to be a very run-heavy game. But
yeah, because that's what Kellyville's been in the past few years.
Yes,
with the past 2 coaching regimes.
But last year they showed they can throw the ball.
Of course, but they also, they had Colton Ayers back there who had, of course, 3 prior years of experience. Now, it actually does say here, we were wrong. Wetzel is actually a senior.
Oh.
But, this is his first game here, so that's what we're going to count it as.
Yeah. As we flip the field.
Now, this is going to be a lot more difficult because we're going to have to lean over to watch Kellyville.
So it's going to bring up a 3rd and about, I want to say 6, not quite, because they're not quite halfway between the sticks.
And here comes that motion.
And it's going to be
a play action.
He's going to look to throw.
Ball's deep.
Oh, did he make
intercepted?
It's going to be picked off by Nate Stubblefield.
What a play there by Nate Stubblefield. Huge momentum shift.
I believe that's the first turnover of the game.
Yeah.
We had I thought we had one.
It was on the 2-point conversion that there was an interception, but this is the first change in possession here.
That might be the shot in the arm that the Ponies need.
Yeah.
Is they can get this passing game going, which is what's worked for them.
Keep going. Keep attacking. What a play. Wow.
That was a nice play. I thought number 10 was going to come down with it. But Nate Stubblefield
just got out in front.
As we set up, they're going to send 3 receivers out to the top. Wetzel's in the gun.
And dropping back to pass is Wetzel.
Oh, they're going to get him on a false start.
And Wetzel.
He's just going to go down. But I believe they got Cody Barnes on the false start.
Yeah, I think so.
So that's going to back the Ponies up a little bit. Which really isn't what you need after a turnover like that. Get that boost of energy and then commit a flag. So that's going to back them up, going to bring up a 2nd and 15 deep in Pony territory, or in Trojan territory, backed up.
And Wetzel back to take the snap. Here it is.
Got to be careful.
Good protection.
He's going to look to throw. I think he was looking for Stubblefield.
I mean, the pass was maybe just a little too low.
So that's going to bring up a 3rd and 15. Got to be careful here.
Yeah.
Backed up to your own end zone.
And we look to deliver here. Another shot in the arm for the Kellyville offense.
They're going to take 3 receivers down to the bottom. Wetzel asks for the ball. Rough snap. And he's going to be sacked about the 1 or 2 yard line.
Yeah, did good to just hold on to the ball and make sure he got a hold of it.
So that's going to bring out the punt unit for the Ponies. That's Connor Thomas. And I believe that's Kuzik back for the Trojans. He's going to be they're going to be in good field position anyway. Connor Thomas has got to be careful. He's standing at the very back of his own end zone. Stubblefield getting the play in.
And
A slicing punt.
And it's going to take a good roll.
Oh, that's down by Ian Anderson. Hit him a little bit, so after that turnover, the Pony offense just couldn't get it going, and Kiefer's going to take over in Pony territory. That's 5 grand right there.
Here we go.
So this Trojan offense takes over in good field position in Pony territory. It's going to be 1st and 10. Matheson going to take. He's going to look to pass. Going to hit the guy in the flats.
And tries to make a move, but doesn't quite.
He's going to be
get
swarmed.
farther.
Almost fought his way out of it.
Almost did.
That was impressive.
And it looks like it's going to be about a 5-yard gain.
He almost broke that.
He almost did.
He's going to bring up a 2nd and 4 for the Trojans.
You know, Kellyville, of course, come up with a huge turnover last possession. Now we have to see if they can capitalize off that.
Going to send a man in motion.
And
It's going to be
another quarterback keeper.
and he's going to be met, but not before he takes about 5 ponies for a ride. And there are flags on the field. Illegal motion.
Another one of those illegal motions, which seems to be the bane of this game's existence.
So that's going to back them up 5 yards. Bring up 2nd and 9.
Man, it really is hot in here.
It is.
As Robbie on the mic says, advertising the 50-50 tickets for the boys basketball team. And we get ready here for 2nd down as more whistles come in.
Timeout charged to the Trojans.
It does look like that. I wasn't looking at the play clock. Did they have a little bit of time left?
Not sure.
All right, I'm tired. I'm a little all over the place. It's been a long day.
I don't know. It looked like they signaled a timeout and then not, so
I'm not sure what's going on here.
we're going to bring up a 2nd and 9. They're going to send a man in motion.
And he's going to
He's
drop
gonna-
back,
he's
keep
gonna
it
look
on
to
the
pass.
play action, hit him on the hitch route,
Oh!
and it's dropped.
He had a man open. Just couldn't.
Man,
He may have heard, I think Caden Ayers was bearing down on him. And when you hear those footsteps trying to catch the ball, it messes with your mind.
yeah, I definitely get that. I know I would be scared if I
Yes.
heard footsteps behind me.
Yeah.
You can always hear that chant in some student sections yelling, "He heard footsteps." It's always one of the funnier ones, I think.
Yeah.
And it looks like Kiefer is going to go a lot tighter here in the shotgun. Although I would call
Matheson
that almost a
sends a
pistol.
man in motion. He's going to look to pass.
And
He's got some pressure.
And
Ooh.
met right above the line of scrimmage for 4th down.
He had Landon Volner coming from behind, and Cody Barnes came to clean up. So that's going to bring up a 4th and about 8.
Yeah, it looked like he might have had some players open, but he just couldn't quite find the time amidst all the pressure.
And I believe they're going for it.
I mean, I feel like this is one of those areas of the field where it's probably better to go for it, actually, because you're not giving up great field position here, and if you punt it, you probably go out of the end zone.
No, look, the pass. It's a screen.
And it's a screen, and it looks like he's going to be met. Swarm.
He's going to be swarmed by the ponies.
And I think he's short.
I believe he is. He is short, so the ponies will take over on downs. So the pony defense does stand. And this offense comes back on the field after they had one good series, and then they just haven't been able to get it going.
Back-to-back turnovers. In different ways, of course.
Yes.
But
yes.
That's great.
So they will set up 1st and 10 from about the 30.
I'd call it about the 27.
27.
Yeah, I'd call it that.
Looks like they're going to load the box a little bit. They got Volner at fullback with Stubblefield behind him. Wetzel's going to go on the gun or under center.
Trap, good justice.
And it looks like it'll maybe be a short gain.
Or maybe a no gain. Okay, no gain of about half a yard.
So yeah, that seems to be the look. Whenever Kellyville are going into the shotgun, they're either handing it off to one of the sides or he's dropping back to pass. And under center, it looks like he's just going to hand it off inside to Volner.
As they get the play in from the sideline, they're going to stick with that, but they're going to send a receiver out to each side.
It'd be interesting to see if they prove me wrong here and he does drop back to pass.
Now he's going to toss it out to Stubblefield, who finds a little bit of a hole, but he's just swarmed for.
And that'll bring up 3rd down.
And about 7. So it was a little bit of a gain.
Now what do you think? Do you think Kellyville drops back to pass here at 3rd and 7?
I think you got to, because the run really hasn't been effective.
Yeah.
They've had some short gainers, but what's really worked for them is these passes.
I have to applaud Kellyville for sticking with the run and trying to stick through it.
Yes.
Because, these passes, they are going to set up the run eventually.
They got 7 seconds left. They better.
But we're going to see the quarterback line up under center here, and he's going to go for the play action, gets out left.
Oh! He's going to be tripped up.
Yeah.
He's going to be rolled down. So
that'll bring up 4th down.
So they ran it 3 times?
Yeah.
And then they went to go to – no, they ran it twice because that was 3rd down.
They ran it twice out of them. They ran it twice under center, and then they try to go back into almost a play action from under center.
And I think the Trojans kind of sniffed that out.
Yeah. Earlier in setting up that Justin Miles deep ball, it looked like they did just go for that 2-run pass combo, and there it worked, and this time they seemed ready for it as the ball snapped back to Connor Thomas for the punt. Actually, I think that's a better punt than we've seen.
Yes, as Kuzik sets up a return.
Right-hand side, and he's hit. And he's hit, and it's going to bring the ball to about the Kellyville 35-yard line still.
And we got a player down.
Yeah, we got a player down. That's number 5, Cameron Robertson.
We do have an injured player down on the turf.
Cameron Robertson. And the players are going to take a knee on the field. Of course, we hope Cameron's okay. We never want to see players get hurt doing a thing that they love to do.
He may have got his bell rung.
Yeah, that's possible. But it looks like he's up.
He's up to his feet.
And he's walking on his own.
Let's hope he's okay.
Yeah, that's always the thing I hate to see because, obviously these players aren't getting paid to do anything. They're doing this almost out of their own passion for the sport.
Yes.
So seeing them get hurt doing something that they love doing is always sad.
can hear you. I just can't hear Hickson or anything. I don't know if we're on different channels.
Well, Matthew, I don't know about you. I'm very excited for this season to see how it plays out.
Always good to be able to watch some football.
I'm very thankful to be back doing football. I'm a lot more comfortable with this sport than basketball.
Yeah. I will say though, you and Terry Wiggs made a very good combo.
Oh yeah, Terry's great.
Because they're gonna set up the pitch. Oh!
Wow.
He's gonna be met.
It looked like that's number 4 for the Trojans there, Jack Harris, who tried to go up and over a defender but just got brought harshly back down to earth.
That was probably the best way for that to end.
Oh yeah.
When you leave your feet and you get caught like that, there's so many bad things that could happen. As
yeah.
Gain of about 3, I believe. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 7.
And here comes the motion, and it's
an underneath. Oh, he's going to run into his quarterback.
Just miscommunication there on the side of the Trojans as they just can't quite come up.
I believe that was Volner. That looked like an old wing T play called around.
I wonder why they called it that.
Where you send a man in motion, you fake it over the top, then you hand it back underneath. But I think Matheson was just kind of up too close.
Yeah.
Which is always a danger with that play. I've seen teams have trouble with it just because you're just so tight and you're in everyone's way. So it's going to bring up a 3rd and 10 for the Trojans. I expect to play action because that's what they've gone to on 3rd and longs.
Yeah, and they're going to motion the fullback, and they're going to bring the receiver.
No, they're going to hand it off.
And he's going to be met.
He's going to be met.
Wow. Who is that? Number 24?
I believe that's Jackson Wallace.
Yeah, Jackson Wallace there.
And so Volner was also in on that play.
Makes the play while engaged with a block.
So it's going to bring up a 4th and long.
Actually, I'd like to... Okay, never mind. I got the miscommunication here from my camera guy. And that'll bring up about 4th and 13.
There you go.
Turn the lights on. So it looks like they're going to go for it.
And it's going to be a pitch. And it's just going to be read the whole way. Another big defensive stop for the Ponies.
I think the Ponies have started to figure out this offense, maybe.
Like I said, they've picked it up.
You just got to Kiefer. So far, Kiefer's used a lot of outside runs, and if you just set that edge and bring them back to the inside, there's just not much you can do.
Yeah. Now it's back on the Kellyville offense to, pay back their defense here.
Yes, their defense have gotten them the ball back a few times.
Yeah. 3 or 4 times in a row now, I think.
Yes.
It's been a very impressive showing since about the end of the first quarter.
Yes, as Wetzel is back in the shotgun with Cody Barnes to his side.
And it's going to be
he's going to hand it off. Barnes is going to shake a tackle, but he's just going to be swarmed.
There did seem to be a gap there from our perspective, but it looked to just shut down.
There was a
very quick
gap there for a second, gain of maybe a yard.
That's what I'd call it.
So it's going to bring up a 2nd and 9 for the Ponies with 4:19 left in this half. Ponies are driving.
And they're going to go back to that shotgun look. 3 receivers to the top of your screen, 1 at the bottom, and they're going to look to the bottom. And here is Wetzel.
He's got
back
Miles.
to pass.
Oh, just overthrew him.
Just overthrown.
Oh,
another deep pass to Justin Miles there would have been huge.
He's had him about 3 or 4 times, and he's only connected about once.
Yeah, but really, sometimes all you need is that one connection. Of course, now we need 2. But
so it's going to bring up a 3rd and 9 for the Ponies. Let's see if they can get something going.
I definitely like the look of the one-on-one matchup that Justin Miles has, and it looks like that defender there, number 20 for Kiefer, Dylan Madden, is looking to his safety for coverage help over there.
That might be what they do right here, double
and you can
Miles.
You can see the safety over here.
Oh! And they got him on an offside, so that's going to move the ball 5 yards.
Huge. But yeah, like I said, you could see that free safety creeping over to the right and back. He expects that deep pass to Justin Miles now.
If you spend 2 guys on Justin Miles, then someone else
is open.
Someone else is open. You just got to find them.
Yeah. And I'm sure that'll be a discussion here in halftime. Get those guys from the right crossing over the middle.
You can see number 18 for Kiefer. He's creeping over.
And here comes
And we got a false start, so that's going to move him back 5 yards.
man. Those hurt.
That button.
Okay. So
Hey, wide mirror here. Cyclone 5 flat. Cyclone 5 flat.
So those yards that they just
Hold on, I'm bringing somebody. 2 by 2. Cyclone 5 flat.
Apologies if you guys could hear any feedback or anything like that. We had to switch spots due to our cameraman deciding he's going to go take a hike.
so at 3rd and 10, Wetzel looks to throw. He's going to pump. He's going to be wrapped up. Hold on to the ball, young man.
And that'll bring up 4th down.
It seems like every time Kellyville gets momentum, they commit a penalty and just kill that momentum. I mean, they got Kiefer with the offsides. It was a I want to say it was a 3rd and 4, and then they commit a false start, and they just back themselves up.
Yeah.
You got to.
It's irritating, especially from the perspective of a fan, not just the guy that's sitting here talking about the game.
Yeah. But so that's going to send Connor Thomas out to punt.
And it's a good punt.
That's a better punt. They're going to send it to the sideline.
That's a great punt.
Going to end it about 30, I want to say about the 27-28. So that's going to flip field position, but like we said, every time Kellyville gets momentum on offense, they shoot themselves in the foot, either with a penalty or missing receivers. But they're still in this game if they can just get something going on offense, because their defense has given them the ball back several times.
And here we go. We get another look at that defense that has come up with a few turnovers in a row now.
So they're going to set up. They're going to actually set up on the 30. I thought they were farther back than that.
Yeah, I told you. And they're going to call that motion, and they're going to give it to him end around. And
he's got some room.
He's got some room, but he's met. And he's brought down by a swarm of ponies here.
And we just tick under 3 minutes left in this half if Kellyville can get a stop, because Kellyville received the opening kickoff, so when we come back out, Kiefer's going to get the ball.
Yeah.
So Kiefer's obviously looking to score and then get the ball back after half.
Yeah, got to get a stop here if you're the ponies.
And if the ponies can get a stop and put some points on the board before the half, that would be ideal.
It would be huge.
As we set up with a 2nd and about 3, they send a man in motion, and it's going to be a sweep.
And
he's going to be wrapped up by Cody Barnes.
That's a great play.
Cody Barnes and Brody Berryhill, those two little linebackers, have just been all over this field. And when it's an outside run like that, that's very hard, because you got to find the window. As the middle linebacker, you got to find that window. As they say, cloudy to clear.
Loss of 2 brings up a 3rd down and 5.
So it's going to bring up a 3rd and 5 for the Trojans with 2 minutes left in this first half as they get the play in. Might look for a play action right here.
Yeah, and they do go for that.
That's what they go.
Down the left.
He's got a man open.
And it's brought in.
Did he make it?
And
they're calling it complete.
Yeah, they're going to call it a catch.
That's number 10, Braden Barber.
He made a great deal of just
a great toe drag.
Yeah, he slowed down whenever the ball came in and just made sure those feet were in bounds. That's a great play.
And Kiefer's got some time. They got a minute 42 left, and I believe they have 2 timeout.
I don't know how many timeouts
I can't remember.
Left. They've taken a few, but it does say 2.
And they're going to hand it off the outside sweep again.
And he's going to be met.
But not before he picks up a good chunk of yards. I believe the Pony defense is getting tired.
They've been working extremely hard for the past quarter, I would say.
It's going to bring.
Hold on. I knocked the fan over. Who did that? Matthew, did you knock the fan over?
No, that was you, bud. They're gonna. He's
gonna
gonna keep
play
it.
action again, and it's gonna. And
He's
rolling
looking to
out
throw.
right.
He might take off. No, he's gonna look.
It's a great catch.
That was a great catch by number 82.
And they were gonna call it a catch.
Number 82, who is not on the program.
And he gets out of bounds too. That's what's
So
important.
they
for
stopped.
Kiefer.
They stopped the clock with over a minute to go as Kiefer turns the dial up on offense.
As we wait for Kiefer to get the play in.
And they're going to set up. Matheson in the gun. Send a man in motion. He's just going to hand it off. He's got green grass.
And he makes a good cut up field, but he's ultimately stopped with under a minute to go now.
Not sure. He did not make the first down, I believe. He got close to it. It's going to bring up a second and about a yard.
Yep.
With 57 seconds left, and
they're going to call a timeout.
So Kiefer looking to score before the end of the half, as Kiefer leads 14-6 over the Kellyville Ponies. So it looks like Kiefer's kind of gone away from the run a little bit. They've started to lean more on that pass.
Yeah, it's been open. And,
but I give credit to them running the ball the first quarter because that just wore down the Pony defense and they're tired.
Yeah.
And now you get to open up the pass a little bit.
It's been a good game plan.
It has. And it seems like, as we said before, the Pony defense will come up with a stop, and then the offense will almost get it rolling and then commit a penalty or something and just kills momentum. As we said, there are still 57 seconds left in this first half. The Trojans are looking to score. They're set up about the 10 or 11 yard line.
I'd like to welcome back our local freeloader, Jacob Jones. Besides, he's just going to take off whenever he wants. Kidding, we love Jacob and all the work he does because I don't like running the camera. No.
Yeah, we didn't turn the camera.
That's true, we didn't turn the camera.
No, we
We've
didn't.
just.
Well, we're trying to call the game, Jacob.
Yeah, come on, Jacob. We're trying to do important things. As the ball snapped here.
He's going to bull his way.
And it looks like he's in.
And they're going to call a touchdown.
Yeah, they're going to call a touchdown with 51.2 seconds to go in the half. And, you know, like you made a point of, Kiefer gets the ball back at halftime. So that's huge for them.
I wasn't looking at my phone, but I got a text saying to move the camera.
From who? Your mom?
No, from
Robbie?
from Mr. Coach Neighbors.
Oh, Mr. Coach Neighbors. We do appreciate Coach Neighbors.
Yeah, too bad my phone was in my pocket. It looks like they're going to try to go for two, but the play clock is winding down.
And they get the ball off and hand off to the
Is
ball
he in
carrier
there?
Motion. And they're going to say it's no good.
They're going to call him short. So that leaves it Trojans 20, Pony 6 with
50 seconds.
50 seconds left in this first half.
And score now 20-6 in Kellyville's season opener.
Yes, sir.
Field does look nice, doesn't it?
It does.
Hey, it's nice just seeing everybody back here again.
Yes.
Yeah. As the Ponies get set to receive, I'd be interested to see what approach they take here with these last 50 seconds. Are they going to try to move fast? Or are they
I think
going to run the clock out?
Well, I think Kiefer's going to squib it.
Oh, most likely.
Squib it right up the middle.
That's what they've done on every kickoff so far. They've gone that pooch approach, and they've gotten to about where our guys at the 30 are.
But especially now, because that'll just waste more time.
Yeah.
Chew the clock.
But who knows? They could just pin him back deep and say, you can't move down the field.
Oh, they're going to onside it.
And it's recovered.
It's going to be caught.
Covered by the ponies at about their 45.
I want to say that was Melvin Wise on the reception for the ponies.
It wasn't a bad onside. He just got too much on it. If he leads with the top of his foot on the side, he can get it to go a little better.
It's almost like you were a kicker at one
It's
point.
almost like I was a kicker at one point.
Here we go. Hey, go stack, 2 solo. Stack, 2 solo.
Gosh, this fan is just in the most inconvenient place. Who put that there?
Stack, stack.
All right, so looks like the ponies are going a little bit tighter.
But they do still line up in the gun.
But they got 2 receivers stacked. As Wetzel takes this snap, he's going to look to throw. He's pressured.
Gets out, throws it on the run.
Oh, he
Wow.
he almost threaded the needle. He had Caden Ayers, and he just couldn't reel it in.
Man, I couldn't tell if he was out of bounds whenever he got the ball. But, man, that would have been a huge play.
As we have 42 seconds left in this first half, there's a 2nd and 10 from about the 45-yard line.
Solo. Stack, 2 solo. Getting lots of pressure. Yeah, we're dog. Hey, dog, dog, dog. Got 11.
And the ponies are still getting the play in.
Trips down here.
Play clock is running out.
5 seconds.
Yeah,
5
under
seconds.
5, 4, 3,
Spin, 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 solo.
2.
And they're just going to call a timeout. Looked like it took a little bit to get the play in, and just didn't leave a lot of time.
Really don't want to use one of your timeouts here under a minute to go with that.
I mean, yeah. And you got to also think this is a new system.
Yeah.
New coaches, new system.
And I don't think, I'm not sure, did we have a team camp to implement this? Like,
I believe they did have a team camp.
Because I know they had something last week that was canceled.
Yes.
And I know, like, you obviously want your teams to have as much preparation as possible. So, losing any of that is huge.
Tell the backers away from the running back. For the dog.
What about you? I'm about to get ready to get out of this press box for a bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna go down and get something to drink. I'm dying.
I was prepared.
Oh, I'm sorry.
2 solo. Over dog. 2 solo.
What?
I didn't come prepared.
Oh,
Trips. You got trips over
yeah,
here.
that's your
Trips.
fault,
3
pal.
by 3 by.
It is.
Spin, spin, spin.
All right. So the ponies are going to send 3 receivers down to the bottom. That's Miles, Stubblefield, and Connor Thomas. Haven't seen much of him on offense.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I was saying that earlier. He was a big receiver for us last year, so I'd love to see him get a target here.
They may just go deep.
I'd assume that's what they're doing.
He's going to look to throw.
Wetzel's going to
Steps
step up
up.
in the pocket, fire it short.
Oh, he had Caden Ayers.
I like the look there. Send Caden Ayers crossing and have those receivers downfield try to set blocks for him.
Yes. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 10 with 37 seconds left to go in the first half.
Demon over dog. 2 solo.
I'd like to make a note that every time Wetzel has gotten the ball, whenever he's gotten time, he's always stepped up, stepped out to make the pass.
The line's just got to hold their blocks a little bit longer and protect. As they're gonna bring up
but on that deep ball that we had Justin Miles on, he actually was able to step back, fire it.
Oh!
And he almost goes for it there, but it looks like the pass was just a little high there for Connor Thomas.
Especially for Connor Thomas, who's 8'3". So that's going to bring up a.
Just about is, isn't it?
It's going to bring up a 4th and 10, and I believe they're just going to punt the ball here, pin Kiefer back with 33 seconds left.
Seahawk.
And that's exactly what they're going to do with. I believe that's still Kuzik. No.
88.
It's 88. That's Raider back for the Trojans. See if Connor Thomas can pin them back. It's a low snap. He still gets it off. That's a nice punt.
And it's
fielded by Raider. Ooh!
Good hit. As a helmet comes off there.
That's Jackson Wallace with his helmet knocked off.
It's Clayton's brother, right?
Yes. Clayton, who terrorized opponents' kneecaps.
It's generous.
I mean, that's what That's
Ankles.
what he would do. He would just stick his helmet right in their kneecaps.
Claimed many an anterior cruciate ligament he did.
The ACL collector. So that's gonna bring.
He's here. I'm gonna go tell him you said that.
I saw him walking in the bleachers.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's here.
So that's gonna bring up 22 seconds left for this Trojan offense.
You think the Trojans go deep, or you think they just run the clock out?
Well, they send a receiver out way up top, and they also got one down on the bottom. So I wouldn't put it pat. And they also got one in the slot.
And
that's exactly what they're gonna do.
And he hits him over the middle.
And he's gonna shake a tackle, but
It's only about a 5-yard gain.
clock's winding down. I don't know if they're gonna get another play off.
10 seconds and counting. 10 seconds. Yep.
They might spike it.
And the play is
Oh,
off.
no.
And he's dropped back to pass. Rolling out right. And
And he's just gonna throw it away. And that's going to bring an end to this first half. The Trojans are up 22-6 over the Kellyville Ponies.
And yeah.
So look, before we take a break, let's recap this a little bit.
Opened up. Kellyville goes 3 and out, and the Trojans also go 3 and out. But sooner or later, the Trojans end up pinning the Ponies back for a good portion of the first quarter, and they're able to ultimately jump out to a 14-0 lead before a Justin Miles deep reception puts the Ponies in the red zone, where they're able to ultimately punch it in for their 6 points of the game. And just until recently, that's what the game was, with a few big stands for the Pony defense.
But every time they got the ball on offense, they just commit an unfortunate penalty or an unfortunate mistake, and they pin themselves back.
Yeah. And
that's pretty much been the story.
Yeah, I'd love to see a lot more from the quarterback here, as I think he's shown a lot of potential throwing the ball.
I think if they can get the run game, because that's been the problem, is they haven't really got the run game going, and they're trying to go play action, and the Trojans just aren't fooled. You see guys just immediately are in Wetzel's face. And so if they can just get this run game going, which I figured they would have gotten the run going first because of this very big offensive line.
Yeah.
But it just hasn't been there. Kiefer has stuffed it, and they just haven't gotten it going, and therefore they can't really set up the play action. So they've just had to go to straight drop back. And when you just rely on straight drop back, defenses can just sit back and pick you apart.
But yeah, that's going to bring an end to our synopsis here of the first half of play here in Kellyville's season opener. 20-6 is the score.
We're going to take a little break, and we'll be back to bring you the second half.
Tanner Battenfield, team for the Ponies.
Hello. Hello, Pony fans. We're back for the second half between Kiefer and Kellyville as Kellyville kicks off. That's Tanner Battenfield with a line drive. Oh, takes a bounce. He's being chased down. Oh, runs into his own guy. Brody Berryhill was trying to hawk him down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Okay. The halftime logo's still on there, but I don't know how to get it off. Okay, that's not gonna work. We'll just leave it.
We'll yell at Jacob when he gets
Yeah,
over
we'll
here.
yell at Jacob.
I'm trying to remember, how do you zoom in on this thing? Notice it like that?
So Kiefer's gonna be backed up to about their 25-yard line. Takes the handoff, and he's met for maybe a short gain.
I actually apologize if I'm a little quiet. I'm temporarily running the camera. I'd like to also apologize for not running the camera.
We got so caught up in the game, we didn't realize the camera was still pointed at midfield.
Trying to do better this time. I swear I'll do better this time, guys.
So that's going to bring up about a second and about 7. So that's a 3-yard gain as Kiefer gets the play in. They're going to send out Bunch. Bunch to the left. Oh, no, they're going to send a man in motion. Matheson going to look to pass.
He's
got a man. Oh, broken up by Justin Miles.
Great work there by Justin Miles.
Justin Miles,
one coverage.
He made up so much ground.
Yeah, and you could tell he let that receiver know about it.
Got to be careful, though, with the...
That's the NFL. No fun.
The No Fun League.
The No Fun League.
But that was a nice defensive play by Justin Miles. So that's going to bring up a 3rd and about 7 for the Trojans.
Jacob can't get back here soon enough.
I think he was going for one of those Chick-fil-A sandwiches. Oh, man. Which aren't like, I don't blame him too much, but I still blame him. But
he's gonna hear all this, by the way.
Let's see what the Trojans can dial up here on this 3rd and long. I foresee maybe a play action.
And motion. And there
That's
is the play
exactly
action.
what it is, and he's got pressure.
And he steps up to the right.
He's got a receiver.
Go. Oh!
Did he catch that? That was a nice catch. Or no, that was incomplete.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought he said.
I thought
he said complete.
I thought our defender there, I can't tell. I think, is that Nathan over there? I thought he was going to come up with another interception.
I know he. Looks like we're going to send back number 2. That's Caden Ayers back to receive this punt. Give Justin Miles a little bit of a breather. Kiefer better be careful here with the snap. It's a nice slicing punt. Let it go.
And that's what they're going to do, and the Ponies will. The Ponies will start off their second half about the 42, 41.
So they got a little bit of work to do. They got some field to make up. I assume.
Going to leave that there for a little bit.
I assume coaches went and made halftime adjustments to maybe open up this offense a little bit. We can't get the halftime off the screen, bro. Oh, okay.
Final, 3rd. Yeah, we just weren't doing it right.
No.
Gosh, we never do.
They're going to go tight. They got 2 backs and a tight end. They're going to hand it off. I believe that's Cody Barnes.
And that's a good run.
He's got some room, and he's going to pick up close to I believe he did pick up a 1st down.
Yeah, that's his best run of the day.
That's the best run for the Pony offense.
Yeah.
Because I believe that.
That's a great start.
Yeah, they're going to move the chains. That's a first.
What was on me?
I don't even know what the heck that was. That was a big butt. That was don't even ask about it. So they're going to stick with that formation with 2 backs.
ISO.
He's going to hand it off to Barnes, who's going to try to bounce it.
Can't quite get as much luck going this time. See, I'm scared that a big bug is going to be on me somewhere.
Just don't even
think about it.
Don't think about it. Don't ask about it.
Did it have 8 legs or 6? Was it a spider?
It had all the legs.
It had all the legs. It's even worse.
That's going to be a no gainer for the Ponies. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 10.
Sorry.
They're going to bring in Nate Stubblefield. Wetzel's going to be in the gun. Looks like Kiefer's showing a little bit of pressure. They just walked a man down. Now Wetzel's going to be under center. He's going to play action.
And he steps up, fires it down the field.
Justin Miles with the catch. He's running away.
And that'll be a touchdown.
Touchdown for the Ponies. Woo!
What a play
Aiden Wetzel
there.
with a rocket.
Yeah. Great pocket presence, stepping up in the pocket, firing it downfield just where it needed to be. A good work by Justin Miles hauling it in.
And then having the energy and the speed to run away from the defenders.
Yeah, I don't think people say that. I don't think people say enough about receivers that can do that. And of course, he comes right back out here to maybe kick the extra point.
No, they're gonna swap out
It'll be
for
a
number
different kicker.
For number 25. That's Emer de los Reyes.
I've seen a number 25 kick footballs before.
Yeah, me too. Somewhere.
This looks familiar.
And that's Nate Stubblefield holding. He's gonna ask for the ball.
Kick is up.
And it is good. The score is now 20-13. Kellyville chopping into that lead a little bit with the absolute rocket from Wetzel to Justin Miles, and then Justin Miles did the rest.
Yeah. Great play. Man, that's weird. That's weird. As we get back underway, and it looks like it'll be number 40
That's Tanner Battenfield.
to kick the ball off one more time. Ooh, great catch there by the referee on that.
Yeah.
You see that?
Some of these referees got hands,
I
dude.
know.
I've seen some refs make some crazy one-handed catches.
It's always the ones that you never expect to.
Yeah.
It's like that old white guy that could just.
Yeah.
There we go. Watch ball, team. They only got 10 guys on the field. They're missing one. Oh, running on the late. Oh.
And
Sneaking them on late.
and the kickoff, short
Right up the middle.
to number 5, and he's brought down.
That was Brody Berryhill was on the run.
Yeah.
Chasing him down, and I think he had help. Yeah, they're going to give Berryhill credit for the tackle. So Trojan's going to set up close to midfield in good field position.
Did you spill something, Matthew?
No, I was looking for my Dr. Pepper, and it was on the floor. Disgusting.
I know we can't mention Dr. Pepper, although Jacob so badly wants a sponsorship from Dr. Pepper. Oh wow. They didn't give you that sponsorship, so you cut them off.
Kiefer going to set up with a 1st and 10, a handoff outside.
Number 3. Oh.
Oh, slip. Oh, ball.
Come on. Come on. And they're going to say the Ponies recovered. Huge play by the defense again, forcing a second turnover.
Space. Get up, guys. Go. Let's go. Get them out there. Get defense out there. Get them fired up. Let's go. We have fun.
Ponies got some life. That's Shane Lay with the recovery. Shane Lay with the recovery gives the Ponies the ball at midfield, right on the 50-yard line. And that offense kind of came to life last possession. Let's see if they can continue with that momentum. Wetzel's going to be under center. Vollner and Stubblefield in the back. He's going to hand it off to Stubblefield, who's just going to get ate up by the Trojans.
I am loving this game.
This is a nice game.
You know, I have to say, I'm so thankful that that Robbie brought me on for basketball, and even more so that he brought me back for this, because there was a time where I'm sitting there like, I don't know if I'm ever going to put on this headset again.
Hey, you got too quick down here, too quick down here.
Was there another bug on me?
It might have been the same bug.
10 personnel.
All right, so Ponies did lose yardage there. It's going to bring up about a 2nd and 15 or 16. They're going to spread it out a little bit more. They're going to have 2 receivers on either side. Wetzel's going to be in the gun. And the Ponies going to have to call a timeout. I think they only had 10 people on the field. Just mistakes you can't make, especially after your defense gets you that turnover at midfield.
Yeah. You know, your offense really needs to step up and produce here.
If this offense could just be consistent and not make those mistakes and get those penalties, this might be a different ball game.
You know, of course, we are so happy that we get these Justin Miles plays. But it's going to come a time later on in the season where you're not going to be able to do that every game.
No, you're going to have to.
You have to get production elsewhere.
You got to find different ways.
And I really thought we were going to start getting something going there with the opening play of our first drive here in the second half, going for a nice run. Why do we keep throwing stuff around, guys?
And like we said earlier, so a lot of these guys were either starters or they were heavy rotators last year, but some of these guys have making their first varsity starts, and so, you know, it's your first game. You got nerves.
You know, I've been really impressed with Wetzel settling into this game.
Yes.
Because you could tell early on, I think he was very, very nervous, and you could tell it by some of his passes and his body language.
Yes.
But he has settled into this game, and he's been able to fire these passes in to where they need to be.
2nd and 15, Wetzel in the gun. He's going to take the snap, roll to his right. He's going to step up.
Stepping up, thought about passing, but
he's going to maybe make it back to the line.
You know, see, these are plays that they are frustrating to watch, but I think they're okay because they're just indecisiveness, right? They can be fixed. And these are things that he's going to fix with time, with more comfort in the system. So I think whenever he figures out where his receivers are going to be during plays, where he figures out what he can do running the ball. Because we've seen him make a great play down here running the ball.
Well, I think right there he wanted to run, but his linemen didn't know he was scrambling.
Yeah.
Because obviously they have their backs to him.
And I said, these are just things that are going to get fixed with more time, more
Wetzel
comfort.
going to take the snap. He's going to look to throw.
Fires it downfield.
Oh,
You can tell he wants Justin Miles on just about every pass. And why wouldn't you?
He's getting open. He's just the timing's wrong. A little miscommunication. And that's going to bring on the punt unit for the Ponies. That's Kuzik back for the Trojans and Connor Thomas back to punt for the Ponies.
And here comes the snap. It's a low snap, but he gets the punt
he gets
off.
it off.
Barely.
Ooh. And that's going to be down close to the 25-yard line.
Yeah, that's a good roll for the Ponies there.
So kind of like how the first half went, the offense gets something going and then they commit a crucial mistake and just kills momentum.
But I think this game is definitely there for the Ponies to take.
It is.
They just need to get consistency. Just get it going. Figure it out.
Their defense has given them the ball several times, and they just can't.
Yeah,
they just can't capitalize on it.
Their defense is definitely holding up their end of the bargain.
So it's going to bring up a 1st and 10 for the Trojans.
See where the motion comes in from. There it is, number 13, and they're going to.
It's going to be an option.
And it's going to be blown up.
Matheson gain very minimal gain. Gave him about
2.
That's about 3. He got a little bit farther than I thought he did.
They're going to call it 3, yeah.
It's going to bring up a 2nd and 7 for the Trojans with 7:15 left in the third quarter. And they're going to send 3 receivers out. No, they're going to send 1 in motion. It's going to be a play action.
And it's a pass into the flat. And it's going to be, he's going to be wrapped up very shortly after the reception for it looks like another 3-yard gain, maybe 2. Also, I've been asked to inform you that you missed the touchdown catch on the camera. Can't win them all.
Looks like Kiefer making some late substitutions. Bringing a fullback with Matheson in the gun. Going to send a man in motion.
And
Play
they're gonna
action.
keep it.
No, he's going to keep it.
And
He's going to get a
got
first down and more. Oh, hurls a man. Oh, and he is brought down hard. But not before he picks up a first down. And it looks like Matheson might be shaken up a little bit after that play.
Yeah. But I suppose you don't need to be much more than shaken up to hand the ball to guys in motion and to the fullback.
Yeah. Looks like they've swapped quarterbacks. Number 18, that's Worley, comes in for the Trojans.
Worley also did the kicking, didn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
But they might want to hurry up. They got 4 seconds.
And they're going to burn a timeout here.
Yep.
Timeout on the field, charge to the Trojans.
Ponies are in good position right here. Just can't allow those big runs. You know, you get them stopped to 3rd down and then you give up a big run. This is a good game. It's a 1-score game.
Yeah. You know, I'm going to let you folks in on something here. We're up in the press box where it's hot, and we're also standing the whole time.
Yeah.
Later on, it does take a toll.
Yeah.
So,
we do miss things.
yeah, definitely.
I will say though, this is my first time seeing Wetzel,
Yeah.
and
same.
I'm very impressed.
Yeah. Said. Yeah.
When he has the time and he's not running for his life, he's stood up in that pocket, he's stepped up, and he's made great throws.
Yeah.
Not all of them have connected. Just yeah,
Said.
he's got a cannon for an arm.
What I really like is his footwork in
Yes.
the pocket.
Very
He's constantly moving.
very polished.
He's constantly moving, and it makes it so that he can step up and go whenever he needs to, and I think it benefits him a lot. Said his throwing motion is fantastic.
Yes.
He gets such good power, such good velocity behind the ball.
So Trojans going to set up with a 1st and
it's gonna
10.
It's going to be an end around, and he's got a lane,
Oh, he checks a tackle.
and he's going to be down to about the 20-yard line.
Looks like they're just going to go with that little end around because that's what's working. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, I mean, when you've got a system and it's effective, you stick with it.
Looks like Matheson's back in at quarterback. That's good.
Yeah.
Don't like to see a player hurt.
But, here come the Trojans lined up tight,
Bring up a 1st and 10 at the 20. Send a man in motion.
and they're going to
It's
hand
gonna
it
be-
inside to the fullback, and he's going to be stopped.
Gain of about 4.
Shane Lay there to help make the stop for the ponies.
And they're going to credit Shane Lay there with the tackle.
It's going to bring up about a 2nd and 6 from about the 16-yard line. Matheson in the shotgun. Going to send a man in motion. Oh,
and
ball
low
on the
snap,
ground.
ball's on the ground, and it's going to be recovered by the Trojans there.
Recovered back by Matheson.
And that'll bring up 3rd down.
Looks like the Ponies making some substitutions on defense.
One heavy inside in the middle.
We got about 4:57 left in the 3rd quarter.
This quarter's gone by fast. Really fast.
It really has. And really, it's really been Kiefer with the time of possession.
Yeah.
But Kellyville did get that score.
And man in motion, and they're going to hand it to him on the left-hand side.
He's going to
Cuts up
shake
the
a tackle.
field, breaks a few tackles, and he gets inside.
They're going to push the pile, and he's going to stop. And that's going to bring up a 1st and goal for the Trojans.
And, you know, this motion is killing. And it looks like Connor Thomas is limping there, but it looks like he's going to stay on the field.
So this brings up a 1st and goal from, it looks like, about the 4.
You know, the last few times Kiefer's been here, they've run that play action. I would not be surprised to see that if they don't get it to go here with the run right away.
Matheson in the gun. Going to send a man in motion. He's just going to take it himself. And he's just going to walk in for the Trojans. That's touchdown, Kiefer.
Trojans answer back with a methodical, long drive.
That took up most of the quarter.
Yeah, and those are the drives that punish defenses.
And the fact that a lot of these guys play both ways.
Yeah.
Because you're on the field for about 4 or 5 minutes on defense, then you got to turn around and play offense.
It's exhausting.
And it looks like the Trojans going to line up for 2.
I mean, I think they go for 2 every time.
Yeah.
Although that's probably a product of just a lack of quality kicking here in these lower high school divisions.
Yeah.
And
Matheson in the gun, just going to hand it off to number 13, and he's going to waltz in.
Make it a 15-point game. 28-13. Still a 2-score game, of course, but now the Ponies need to get 2 at least once.
Just got to get that offense fired up. They get some momentum, and then they just shoot themselves in the foot, either with the penalty or substitution error, and it just kills drives.
You know, I've just gotten a question about Cade Inlow, how large he is. He is a specimen, isn't he?
Yes.
How tall is he, you think?
He's over 6. I know that.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a very large individual.
So I'd be really interested to see how he develops.
I believe he's a junior.
Yeah.
So he's got 1 more year left to growing and developing, of course, as a player.
Late bloomers happen.
Yeah.
You know. No offense. I mean, you didn't get a lot of play time until you were in that.
No, I mean that's just
yeah.
People.
I think that happens.
Some guys walk in freshman year, ready to start. Other guys just need a couple years.
Yeah.
Riding the bench.
And yeah. And he just. Once he develops that technique, he can be very effective as a lineman. And
that's a booming kick.
And
Cade Nares has to back up, and he's looking for the hole. Oh, he's going to get met by a host of Trojans. He's going to be pushed back to. He made it to about the 25-yard line, and this offense is going to set up in its own territory.
Obviously now Kellyville have to fight back here, faced with adversity here in their first game of the season. They have to respond. Ideally now.
Yes.
Yes, there is another quarter of play, but you don't want to leave it that late.
You don't want to be down 3 scores going in the 4th quarter.
No, you never do.
You
never want to be down 3 scores, period. But
Wetzel's going to go under center.
And it'll be a handoff to the left side, and he'll be met behind the line of scrimmage.
That was Mason Crabtree
for about a 2-yard loss.
Haven't seen much of him on offense.
Yeah,
but he comes in and about a 2 or 3 yard loss. It's gonna bring up about a 2nd and 12. As they get the play, and they're going to send out 2 receivers to either side with, I believe that's Barnes in the backfield with Wetzel. And they're going to get a false start for the Ponies. So you're already backed up. and you commit a penalty, and that backs you up even farther.
And now they face second and a.
Second and a country mile.
I wouldn't say that. It's about 3/4 of a mile. It's about.
Yeah. Well,
Sorry,
I'm trying to say it's a very long ways.
I'm sorry. I just got to be a smart aleck whenever I can.
I know you. I've known you for far too long.
Far too long.
2x2, 2x2.
It's gonna bring up
for
us.
like 7 years.
It's been a long time. It's gonna bring up a second and very long. Wetzel's gonna be in the gun with 2 receivers either side.
Drop back to pass. Wetzel
He's gonna look up. Oh!
Great job.
gets the ball out just before he goes down.
Pass is incomplete.
I think
That's a good play.
I think he was looking for errors.
Yeah, crossing over the middle, and he just didn't quite get enough time in the pocket before Ayers made his cut.
He probably could have. He could have ran maybe.
Yeah, but I just think he probably was looking for that pass the whole time.
Yeah. So it's gonna
I
bring
don't-
up a
I don't
third
blame
and
him.
very long.
Stack, get them in the 5
That's what I gave you. I gave you the estimate.
Do what?
3/4 of a country mile.
Yeah.
5-2.
Golly.
In the gun, Wetzel.
He's got 2 receivers either side with Barnes. And a flag comes in.
Down once again.
They're going to get a false start on the ponies again.
I didn't see any movement.
I couldn't, but, I mean, we're also way up here.
I couldn't, but the refs are always correct.
But it's third.
Stack, bluff, 2 solo.
It's third and very long. So I think the Trojans are probably just going to sit back.
Behind us.
Yeah, I'd probably imagine they key in on Justin Miles here. If he's on the field.
He is. He's up top
Yep.
with Stubblefield.
I saw you looking for him too. And I was like,
Yeah.
is he on the field?
Yeah, they're going to stick with that formation.
And the deep free safety drops off. And the pass, you can see Wetzel's head. He's looking for Justin, but he just can't quite get him.
And he's going to be taken down.
Said you can see Wetzel's eyes. He's got the left.
He was looking for a receiver, just
Yeah.
nowhere to be found. Like you said, they kind of just stayed back.
Yeah.
Only brought their front 4, and that just takes so much away.
There we go. Seahawks.
And we're going to see another Connor Thomas punt.
With 2:31 left here in the third quarter, your Kellyville Ponies down 28-13 to the Kiefer Trojans in the season opener. And the punt, it's off. It's a good one.
It's a slicer.
And it goes past the return man, giving time for the Gunners to catch up. And
Oh!
makes a man miss. He cuts up field.
Oh, and he's going to be tattooed.
That's a good return.
I've noticed there's a lot of leaving your feet tackling from the ponies.
Yeah, and that's the thing that was drilled into us to
That's
almost
yeah.
never do.
Because when you leave your feet anytime in football, bad things happen.
Yeah.
Especially
Right hash.
trying to, because I mean, when you tackle somebody and you leave your feet, you have no control over where you're going.
They always drill it into you by the time you're in middle school. It's breakdown.
Yeah.
It's never dive.
I think said there was a penalty assessed on the Trojans. Could be I believe that was a block in the back.
Apologies. Just had to have a quick sidebar.
So it's going to set up the Trojan offense past midfield at about the 47-yard line. Bring up a 1st and 10.
Come on, let's have a good drive. Let's go.
I think if they can score right here, this game is, I mean, it's not over, but it's very.
We never want to say anything's over, but it becomes a lot more difficult.
Nick Burns.
But that is a good start to this
Gain.
defensive possession.
Gain of about 2 or 3. Cody Barnes and Brody Berryhill in on the tackle.
Right hash.
Let's see if this defense can get a stop right here and give their offense good field position. As the Trojans get the play in from the sideline.
Oh, thank goodness.
Do what?
I thought I lost my AirPods.
Oh. That was Matheson in the gun. Going to send a man in motion.
Drops
He's going to
back
look to pass. He's got a man open in the flats.
And that's a good play by Caden Ayers.
And he is met immediately by Caden Ayers, and I believe that's Cody Barnes coming in to clean up.
And Caden let him know about it.
That's about I want to say that's about a 3rd and 6.
And that'll bring up 3rd down and about 6. Yep. With under a minute to play here in the 3rd quarter. Kiefer Trojans have the ball.
Looks like Matheson in the gun. Going to send his man in motion, and it's just going to hand off.
And he's met. That'll bring up 4th down. And from this type of area, the Trojans have gone for it, I think, just about every time.
Yeah, I mean, from what we've seen, the offense has been, the Pony offense has been inconsistent to where I feel like even if you go for it right here, the Ponies are still in their own territory.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much where they've played from on offense all night.
But I would like to point out that, even from this area of the field specifically, where they're at about their 40-yard line, this can be scoring range for them.
Yes.
If they can
Ball!
get Justin Miles
Loose
ball
ball!
down, and that's a huge, huge moment for the Ponies if they can capitalize quickly.
Once again, the defense has gifted the Ponies the ball in Trojan territory. Now can they do something with it as we stroll into this 4th quarter with Kiefer up 28-13 over the Kellyville Ponies. But Ponies do have some momentum now with that turnover.
Yeah.
I feel like if they can just get Wetzel some time,
Yeah.
because when he has the time and he can move around in that pocket and step up and all that, he's been very effective.
We got to communicate. Hey, let's go. Dog. Dog.
As we get set for the 4th quarter of play. Ponies trailing 28-13. A lot of work to do here.
Parker, flip over, Parker.
Very interested to see what the Pony offense will dial up in this 4th quarter with the ball in Trojan territory.
Look at you, Matthew, just kicking stuff everywhere.
Well, this is a very tiny press box, and there's crap all over the place. As
Really tight right there. Number 2 receiver.
they're going to send out 2 receivers to either side with Wetzel in the gun, Barnes to his right.
And here we go. First play of the 4th quarter.
Send
Motion,
a man in motion.
Justin Miles, and they're going to give it
Pitch
to
it
him
out
on
to
a
Miles.
jet sweep, and he's going to get a lane. It's a good run.
11 scrapping.
Well, looks like we got an injured Pony on the field.
Can't tell, is that Justin on that
I
hit?
think that's Justin.
Oh, that's not good.
And I think there's a flag. It's probably going to be a hold.
That's not good.
So that's going to not only back up the Ponies, but now one of their key threats is down.
Hurling against the Ponies is the flag on the play.
As they go and check on him. Might be, I think he's cramping.
Injured player Justin Miles, give him a hand, hope he's okay. He comes off the field.
Man, I don't know what you're talking about, Matthew. You got a perfect view right here.
Get our guys up to the ball.
Yeah, he's doing that old trying not to cramp walk.
I would say we've been there, but I haven't. I think you've been there.
I've definitely been there.
After the penalty, it moves it back down.
So it's gonna back the Pony offense up. Still first down, but it's first and about 20. Roughly a first and 20.
2 by 2, 10 personnel. 5 flat. Here we go, 3 by 1, 3 by 1, 3 by 1.
They're gonna send out 3 receivers out to the bottom. Wetzel is in the gun.
I mean, I think we're going to see him in the gun for the rest of the game.
Probably.
Pass.
He's gonna look to
Pass
throw.
out, and it's low.
He was looking for Stubblefield, but pass was way too low. He had pressure immediately. Had to get rid of it. That's going to bring up a second and about 16 or 17.
Here we go. And let's go Cyclone. Cyclone. Shark. Bang. Cyclone. Shark. Bang. 10 personnel. Shark. Shark. Shark.
So you might want to hurry up. They got 7 seconds on the clock.
Yeah.
Line isn't even set yet.
And 1,
Oh, they got it off.
just barely, and they launch a pass.
Oh, he had Cam Robertson over the middle and right off his hands.
It's a good play. The pass was just a little too high. So these are things that I think will be worked out with more time,
Yes.
more throws, just getting adjusted to your receivers more.
Cyclone bluff. Cyclone bluff.
Now
Bluff.
third
Flat. Cyclone bluff. Bluff.
3rd and 17. 11:25 to go. If you're the Ponies, you really need to pick this up.
Yeah, you really have to. But you are at midfield, and with the punt, you can pin the Trojans back, hopefully.
You can, but you don't want to. I don't know if you'd want to try to risk it on getting another stop. You really need to score
Yes.
ASAP.
It's going to bring up a 3rd and 17. Send 2 receivers out to either side. Wetzel asks for the ball.
Steps up,
He's avoiding pressure.
throws deep.
Looking for Caden Ayers, and it's just not there.
Got
What's-
so
what's-
much strength in that arm.
Wetzel had hands all over him trying to get that pass off.
He just gets so much behind those throws.
And of course, his biggest weapon all night isn't on the field.
Yeah,
So
no.
that kind of, you get adjusted to a guy and then he's not there.
You do wonder if it's Justin Miles running some of these deep routes. Does he hit him in stride, and is it a whole different ball game right now?
So we see Connor Thomas back to punt. Low snap.
And
Not much there. Watch
it's
out.
shanked, but it's not bad. It takes a nice pony roll to about the 27.
Down by Mason Crabtree.
Again, the pressure has been the key here. There's just been so much pressure getting after, Wetzel or Connor Thomas on these punts, everything. Matthew over there throwing stuff around.
I feel like if the Ponies could just get protection, if they could just get protection, give Wetzel a little bit more time and a cleaner pocket, he can make those throws. But when you have pressure and you got people in your face, it's hard to sit in there and make those throws.
Yeah, definitely. Because, quarterback needs to go through his progressions, and whenever you got hands in your face,
It's going to be a
lot harder to
quarterback
do that.
run with Matheson. He's got open field. He's going to be ran out of bounds by Connor Thomas, but not before he picks up a good chunk of yards. That's going to bring up a Trojan first down with 11:01 left in the ball game. Trojans are up 28-13 driving. As they set up, we're going to send a man out to the bottom. It's going to be a sweep to the right. he maybe made it back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe lost some yards. It's going to bring up a 2nd and about 11 for the Trojans. Play clock winding down. Madison asks for the ball. Going to be a sweep out to the left. And he's got some open field.
Connor Thomas brings him down.
Connor Thomas with those long arms able to reach out and bring him down. Is there a flag down?
There is. They're holding on the Trojans.
It's going to be a hold against the Trojans. Yep. So that's going to negate that long run and walk it all the way back. And we have 10:04 left in this ball game. If the Pony defense can get a stop right here, maybe give their offense life.
As we get set here for a 2nd and 20.
Matheson moving his fullback. It's going to be a sweep out to the right.
And he's met hard.
Cody Barnes laying the wood.
Parker Kuzik on the carry.
Don't ever question me, Harvey. Ever. So that's going to bring up a 3rd and very long for the Trojans. Might see that, probably going to see that play action again. That's what they've gone to on their 3rd and longs.
Yeah. And it hasn't been anything fancy. It's just been a drop back and pass almost. You know, yeah, you get your motion guys, but they're most of the time just running out into the flat.
Matheson.
And again,
he's got pressure.
Stepping up.
There's a flag.
Launches it. Wow.
We got 2 flags. I think that's going to be a hold on the Trojans. That's going to be a pass interference on the Ponies.
Yeah, definitely pass interference on the Ponies.
Maybe he saw the holding though.
Maybe.
Will those offset? I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Because there was obviously one on either team.
Yeah. Like.
Been told there's a few Chick-fil-A sandwiches left. $3 on the Chick-fil-A sandwiches that they have left.
Yep, those penalties are going to offset, so they're just going to replay 3rd down. I don't know if that was a heads-up play by the defense, just because they knew there was already a flag.
I don't know, but either way, from our perspective, we'll call it a heads-up play.
Yeah.
Benefit of the doubt.
So it's going to replay 3rd down as Matheson is
Justin Miles makes his way back to the sideline. It's not on camera, but
Matheson in the gun.
And he calls his motion guy.
Gonna ask for the ball.
Hands it off inside to the fullback who bounces it out to the right, and it's a big gain.
Cuts back.
And he's got a 1st down,
and he's going to go all the way.
Touchdown, Trojans.
So it's going to take the Trojans up.
The score is 34-13.
Pending this after point attempt. Just nobody there on the edge for the Ponies. Just that outside run that they've been running all night, and nobody was there to contain.
Yeah. Good running there. To bounce it out to the right, even better to cut it back. It's just a good play.
As Matheson lines up in the gun, going to send his man in motion, and she's going to hand it off.
And don't think he's in. He's
No,
not.
he's not in. Score remains 34-13 with 8:29 left in the ball game.
Great job, offense. Great try.
So on that the first time that third long, we did see a play action,
Yeah.
and offsetting penalties negated that, and we played it down. Then they just went back to that little outside run and
Go get kickoff down there.
a few cutbacks, and they're in the end zone.
It's definitely difficult to run the play action twice in that situation.
Yeah,
And it looked like the Ponies were just expecting the play action.
yeah.
They weren't ready for that run, and definitely weren't ready for the cuts.
So give this offense one more shot to get stuff going. As Justin Miles and Caden Ayers await this kickoff by number 18, Worley. It's a nice deep kick.
It's taken
Come on, gotta run.
by Justin Miles.
He's gonna try to bounce it and just nowhere to run. He's taken back to about the 20 or the 30. No, the 25-yard line.
Space. See what they got here. Space.
You know, I'd like to take this moment to, thank all you guys sitting here and watching this game. How many does it say we have?
We have
72?
72 right now.
That's great.
Stack, get him out
We
there.
greatly appreciate each and every one of you.
Yes.
Without you guys, we wouldn't be able to do this on our Friday nights.
Absolutely not. As Wetzel lines up in the gun with doubles, two receivers either side, sends Justin Miles in motion.
Jet sweep.
He's going to fake the jet sweep. He's going to pitch it out to Barnes. He's got some room.
That's a
Nice
good play.
gain. That
That's
was
a
a-
good play.
Yeah, they ran that jet earlier, and Justin Miles gained a good chunk of yards off it, so they go back to that same look. Defense is expecting that jet, and Wetzel just pulls it down and dumps it off to Barnes for a nice gain of about 5.
Cub, 3-6. Cub, 3-6.
So it's going to bring up a 2nd and 5 for the Ponies. With a little bit of life. With 7:52 left in the ball game.
And in the gun, Wetzel takes the snap,
Drops
the
it.
ball.
Oh!
Wow.
He got rocked.
Third and long.
Man, he took a hit, and he's already back up.
Good job.
Shows how tough this kid is.
Yeah.
I mean, he took all of that.
5 flats. Cyclone stack, 5 flats.
So it's going to bring up a 3rd and 10 for the Ponies.
Let's see. Trips.
Surely they're going to look for Justin Miles in this situation.
Yeah, they got one-on-one coverage on him unless the safety drops over to help.
You out there, Kendall?
They got trips down at the bottom. 3 receivers. Wetzel
And
asks for the ball
Here's Wetzel. He's got eyes on that left-hand side, launching Justin Miles.
and just
Overthrow.
overthrows him.
Fourth down. Good job, Dave. Good play right there.
So that's going to bring out the punt unit.
And, yeah, that'll bring up another punt for Connor Thomas
There we go.
here in the fourth quarter with 6:49 to play.
Watch the ball, get kicks. Make sure no fakes here. Make sure no fakes. Play the play.
And I believe that's Raider back for the Trojans with Connor Thomas punting.
And it's a good punt.
It's going to
Good
bounce.
bounce, too.
That's a good bounce. to about close to right on the 25-yard line. It's a nice punt by Connor Thomas, pins the Trojans back a little bit, make them drive the field.
Yeah. 6:30 left here in the fourth quarter. Ponies trailing 34-13.
Stranger things have happened in the world of football.
They have.
As Robbie just announced over the loudspeaker, next Friday the Ponies will be traveling to Ramona, Oklahoma to take on the Caney Valley Trojans. If all goes according to plan, we should be there according to Mr. Jacob Jones.
I should let you guys know. I won't. Should let you guys know I probably won't be able to be there. I'll be in Stillwater.
Oh!
And that's a good tackle there.
That was Volner, big Landon Volner, who we've seen, who's a senior now.
Yeah.
Which is weird for me because I
knew him as like an 8th grader.
I remember all these kids as like middle schoolers, and
yeah, it's definitely scary.
Now that they're all juniors and seniors, I feel kind of old.
I mean, you're 37, so
yeah. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 5. Matheson, looks like a little bit of confusion there.
Yeah, he's brought down right behind the line of scrimmage, it looks like.
It's going to bring up a 3rd and about 6 or 7 with 5:55 left in the ball game. Trojans are up 34-13 over the Ponies. As now the Trojans just go into game-ending mode, just let the clock bleed.
Just about what you expect from most teams here. And they get the playoff.
I think we got a false start.
Yep, false start. Although it did look like on that play that there was the quarterback actually fumbled the ball.
Yeah.
That was maybe in hindsight, Kiefer Trojans be thankful that it's just a false start, not a fumble.
Yeah, not a
recovery.
loose ball.
Yeah.
That is going to back them up to about a 3rd and 11. And they're just going to run the ball.
Yep.
Oh, a little bit of confusion there.
And he's brought down. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Tell you what, Matheson's a very hard guy to bring down, as we've seen it. Anytime he runs the ball, it takes about 3 or 4 Ponies to actually get him down. This is going to bring up a 4th and 11. Looks like they're going to bring out, I believe, the punt unit. And I believe that's number 7, Kuzik, to punt. And that's Justin Miles back for the Ponies to receive. With 4:20 left in this ball game.
4, 3, snap it.
And snaps low. Punt, not low. Punt is great.
It's a great punt.
And Ponies won't touch it.
It's going to go dead about the 30, 38, 39-yard line with 4:04 left in the ball game, where Pony offense will take over after very inconsistent play. They've looked great at times, and then other times just miscommunications, little misfires, unfortunate penalties, and late substitutions have just killed drives. Wetzel going to hand it off. Hand off to Barnes. He's going to be met for no gain. Going to bring up a 2nd and 10 with 3:50 left in the ball game. And I think the Ponies are just looking to bleed the clock and
Yeah, definitely.
end this game and go home. Lots of good things we saw.
Yeah,
the
definitely.
defense made key stops. Got some, I believe, 2 turnovers?
Yeah, 2 turnovers, a fumble recovery, and an interception. And, forcing 4th down turnovers a few times. And I'd like to point out the connections that we saw between Justin Miles and
Wetzel.
and Wetzel. Sorry, new quarterback.
Get there, right there.
And
Oh!
as that pass is batted by a defender.
It's going to bring up a third and about 9. But, no, like you were saying, Justin and Wetzel seem to have that connection. But, as you pointed out earlier, eventually teams, good Lord, teams are going to key in on Justin Miles, and you got to go to somebody else.
Yeah.
You see teams at all levels, they have 2 or 3 guys that they can go to
At any time to make plays that can change the game. You know, your top tier high school, college, NFL programs, they all have that. And as here we go.
And Wetzel has pressure in his face. He's going to go down hard.
We're going to bring up 4th down.
That was Matheson, the Kiefer quarterback on defense, getting a sack. He is all over the field. He's playing quarterback, defense. I think I see him on a few special teams. And I believe that's going to bring up another punt for the Ponies with 2:44 left in the ball game. Let's see if Connor Thomas can pin the Trojans back like he's done a few times tonight. Oh, bobbles a snap. Gets it off, though.
Gets the punt off, and it's a good punt.
It's a nice slicing punt. And it's going to be down about the 34-yard line. That's where the Trojan offense will take over.
Let's go finish. Talk to our kids about finishing here. Let's go.
And I believe Trojans are just going to look to run the clock out and take their W and go home.
You know, a lot of things to take away. First game under a new coach, whole new scheme, whole new quarterback.
I saw a lot of things I liked tonight, though.
Yeah, definitely.
Wetzel, as we said, has a huge arm.
Definitely.
I mean,
and I think Justin Miles has shown that he can be a very reliable target for him.
As Kiefer goes into shutdown mode, just trying to end the game with 2:15 left on the clock. And like we said before, Kellyville defense showed up, made some good plays, but Kiefer just came out with a solid performance on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, and definitely it all comes down to their
time of possession
yeah,
and their field position.
I mean, how much they're keeping the ball. You know, it's it's been obvious that it's really hard to score when you don't have the ball.
Yeah, that's a lot of high-powered offenses are just neutralized when you're not on the field.
Yeah, definitely.
As they're just going to hand it off. That's Kuzik trying to make a nice run. He may score.
And he cuts into the middle.
And he's going to put this game on ice. And the waning moments, that's another score for the Trojans as they go up 40-13. With a minute 25 left on the clock. And like we said, a lot of these Ponies play both ways, and they are just gassed, which Kiefer definitely took advantage of by running the ball and keeping these guys on the field for an extended amount of time.
Yeah, you know, I was gonna say just a second ago before the touchdown happened that you can have Lamar Jackson out there, but it doesn't matter if he doesn't touch the field.
Yeah,
and that's what's happened here. Kiefer's limited explosive plays when we have had the ball, and they've kept us off the field for a good portion of the game. As they're going to look for a pass, a two-point conversion, it's not going to be complete, so the score will stay at 40-13. As I'm pretty sure the Ponies will just look to finish this one off, go home, take a shower, wash this one out.
Get ready for Caney Valley next week.
Yeah, definitely.
We have a lost stone that has been turned in up to the press box. A lost stone has been turned in at the press box.
Come on, dog.
I think Trojans may just squib it right here. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure it matters a whole lot what they do from here.
Yeah.
Want me to stay in base? Is that what you're saying? You're saying stay in base? Dog or base?
Who knows? Anything could happen. They could onside kick it again.
Yeah.
Okay.
And another thing too is a lot of guys just not knowing what's happening on the field. You know, we see like special teams, guys are running out late.
And it'll be a deeper kick to Justin Miles. He's going to try to bounce it out to the right-hand side. Gets a half-decent return to past the 35-yard line.
He almost made that corner.
You can tell that's what he was looking for as soon as he got the ball.
But like we were talking, just you got to know when you're supposed to be on the field, and like we saw a lot of times with like extra points and punts and punt returns, guys just not knowing what it is.
Yeah, a lot of confusion, a lot of false starts, and these are all mental things that can be prevented.
As the ponies come out in their two-back, the two-back look, just looking to run the ball and run the clock out and go home.
Too many people? They have a tight end over there?
They're gonna hand it off to Stubblefield, who's gonna
12 out there? They have a tight end?
he's gonna gain about a yard.
Stubblefield on the
12 on the
carry.
field?
Right down with number 5, Ivan Cocknall.
They have 12 still. There's still 12 on the field. Same dog.
As we tick under a minute here in this ball game.
They got 12. That's right. Demon 2 solo. Demon 2 solo. Lord. They're running him off now. Good Lord.
And the run is here.
Nate Stubblefield
It's a good
with a
run for
nice
first
run.
down. With 30 seconds on the clock.
Also helping out number 50, Jasper.
33 seconds exactly.
Up for a field goal first down.
And the clock will run.
Demon. Check bullet 2 solo. Check bullet. Who's Crampton, Bryce? Come on, finish up.
And I don't think we're gonna get another playoff. We might.
Fill it in. They're running ISO.
I think we're gonna get another play here.
And they do.
ISO again.
And this will probably be the last play of Kellyville's season opener. They will fall 40-13 to the Kiefer Trojans here in their season opener.
And that's going to be the ball game.
A lot to take away, a lot to learn from this game.
Yes.
Overall, I think the ponies have to use this one as a learning experience. You know, a lot of their mistakes could have been fixed by just mentally.
Yes, a lot of mental mistakes.
Yeah. But I think that's all we have to say for tonight.
Yeah,
Unless
we'll
guys
see
wanna
you.
add.
We'll see you next week at Caney Valley.
I'll hop on real quick and say a quick thank you to our presenting sponsors, Patriot Air, CT Decorative Concrete and Construction, CNC Construction, and our other sponsors, Play It Again Sports in Tulsa, 1K Media, Boy Piano, and Candyland Daycare. Thank you guys, and if you guys want to sponsor us, go ahead and give us a call at the number I gave you at the beginning of the game. This is all she wrote for the Ponies' first season opener, so we'll catch you guys next week, and we'll keep you updated if anything changes. Have a great night, guys. Be safe. Thank you, and good night.